What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to hook up an effects processor to a small mixer if you don't have designated AUX channels or designated subgroup outputs. Maybe you have a small mixer. So this is going to be a cool little mixer hack for you. So I'm going to take a minute to go over the equipment that I'm using. Today I'm using this very small Xenix 502 USB mixer. It just has 5 channels, really has 3 channels. It's got 2 stereo channels. They count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 XLR mic input. It's a very simple mixer, but very effective. I really like this little mixer. And I've also got this multi-stomp pedal zoom. I just got this thing. This thing is excellent. I really like it. You can put 6 different effects together into a single chain. So today I'm just going to be showing you some reverb and some delay, a delay and a reverb effect together, which is what I really like to use. And so I'm going to have this routed through this board. So I'm going to add effects to the channel, and I've got a whole trusty my speaker over here, an old PV PR10 powered speaker. So the connections are as followed, and I just have this microphone, this SM57, hooked up here into channel 1. I don't have anything in channel 2, and channel 3 we have coming. I have the effects processor coming back into channel 3. So we're going to be using the stereo capabilities of this mixer to reroute the channel and to separate the effects from the main signal so that we can send it back into the mixer board. So a note that if you're going to use this technique on a small mixer board like this, you won't be able to have stereo effects because I'm going to use the stereo capabilities to split the channel. But you can use it for mono effects. If you wanted to use stereo effects, you'd have to use a different method. You can check out my Loop the Mixer video for that. But if on this one, we're just going to be using mono effects. And if you're going to use this method, you will need one more channel, an additional channel, to run the effects back into the board. So basically, I'm going to be using the extra channel, in this case, channel 4 or 5, as the channel, as a group channel to bring, or a sub channel, to bring the effects back into the board. All right, so how this works. So the hookups, the connections, of course I have my mic going into channel 1. I'm sending the right main outputs of the board. You can see main outs left on the top and right on the bottom. Yeah, there it is. So right's on the bottom. So I'm sending the right main output into the loop station, or in this case, the effect processor. And I'm sending the left output, the mono output from the effects processor back into my left channel on an open channel. You can choose any open channel. I'm just using 4 and 5 here. So pretty simple. This is my loop. I'm going out from main out right and then back into an open channel on the left. My main out left, I have going out to my speaker so we can hear what's happening. But you can also run this into whatever you want, recording device, your interface, whatever. But this is going to be your output on the main out left. So the way you want to set this up, there's a couple of ways. We're going to look at a couple of different options here. So essentially what I want to do is send all of the signal coming in, all of my input channels. If I had a guitar or something going into this channel, or maybe a keyboard or whatever, I just want to send that all the way to the right, meaning we're going to route these channels all the way to the right. The output's going to be from the right, so it's going to send its output only to this because the output right is going into this. We're not going to send any of this signal out to the mains or out the left input, the left output. We're going to send it only to this. Therefore, when I get this back, I'm going to adjust the input from this on this channel, which comes here to channel 4 and 5. Notice that I have this channel panned all the way to the left. I only want this channel to be sent out of my main out, which is going to my speaker, where you can send anywhere else. I don't want to send this any to the right because I don't want it to send this signal back to itself. I want this only to go to this output. So this is how we're using the stereo capabilities to split the channel. Now this is kind of cool because now, as you'll see, I'm going to talk into this microphone and we'll see what happens here. So I have the effects all the way off. Let's turn on some of these effects. So we'll turn on the reverb. Now the reverb is on, and we'll go ahead and turn on the, maybe we'll turn on the delay also. Yeah. Okay. So you can hear it starting to come out now. So as I talk into the microphone, you see that we're getting like a 100% wet signal. This is because this channel is controlling my mic in. So if I told this all the way down, I have no signal going to this because this signal is being routed to the right, and the effects processor is receiving the signals from the right main output. So if I turn this back up, you can hear it starting to route through the effects processor and back into the mixer board through this channel. Similarly, if I turn this channel down, this is the effects processor coming back in through here. It's feeding back into this channel. So if I turn this down, you see I also have nothing because I have a 100% wet signal. In other words, the only signal that I have coming into this mixer board is coming from this, because I have this panned all the way to the right. So if I set this to unity, this is what it would sound like, 100% wet with the effects of this delay and reverb. And this is okay, it's not bad. If I wanted to adjust the reverb or the delay, you can hear it's pretty strong. If I wanted to adjust either of these things, I would have to play with the settings on this particular zoom. If I wanted a more wet or a less wet signal, more dry, I would have to affect or use the settings on this zoom in order to accomplish this. However, we can also change this up. So I'm going to turn this all the way down, and there's nothing coming out, but notice that if I turn this all the way or to neutral or to 0 on the pan, or all the way left, now I just have the dry signal coming out. So if this is coming off the left, now this signal is being routed only to the left and it's going straight out to the speaker. So this is just a 100% dry signal. So this means that if all the way right is 100% wet and all the way left is 100% dry, that means that in the middle, we'll get some of the signal going out to the left, which would be dry, and some of the signal that's going to be going into the effects processors. This is going to be like a 50-50 mix. I've got 50% dry coming off the left, and I've got 50% wet going into the effects processor. So now I can mix the signal in, what's coming back in from the processors, to get a little bit of a better mix. So this would be just 100% dry. We're just coming off the left, and I've muted this channel. Or not muted, but turned it all the way down. And now I can slowly increase this and mix in these effects so we get just a little bit. Now you can hear the reverb starting to come back in, and I can turn it up to my desired level. Of course, I really don't want to really run it all the way past unity, but something like this, you can adjust how much of this signal gets layered in on top of it. I really like this. Or in the case that you may want a 100% wet signal, you can just go all the way to the right and get no dry, and then just use the effects processor or whatever pedal you have set up or any kind of processor to get your signal back out. I think this is really cool. So you can hook up all kinds of stuff using the stereo effects from the mixer. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. You can send me a message, and I hope this helps some people. Till next time, bye.